Right, gang, we're here at District in Battersea, where we're going to be running through the Hyrox FTP test. It's been designed by Fred Silcock, a close friend of mine, and I'm joined by Gareth Timmins from the Becoming 0.1% crew, author and ex-Marine. Had a huge impact on me as an athlete as well as a business owner. Looking forward to running alongside or running behind him as much as I can, and Fred marshalling and letting us have it. So stay tuned. We'll be going over what's happening to prepare for a Hyrox, what we're going to be doing through the FTP test and why, and afterwards how we sort of mentally prepare and all those good things about performance. So stay tuned.
So this is our functional endurance, a mini Hyrox simulation tests, ranging anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes. This is the advanced test. So we start off with a 2-kilometer run into 700-meter ski, 50 wall balls, 700-meter run, 50 wall balls, 500-meter run, sled push, or if we haven't got a sled, 20 burpee broad jumps, 50 walking lunges, and a 1.5-kilometer run. Now, the point of this is to give someone an objective measure of exactly where they're at from a performance standpoint at one point in time. So we're assessing, not guessing, when they come into the program. And then from that, we can work out from the test their running pacing, their rowing pacing, their ski pacing, and then use that within the program design to make sure that they're hitting a specific stimulus within each session. So gone are the days where it's just going willy-nilly, no strategy. You should be able to get a strategy from this workout, and then we apply that in the program design itself to make sure that we're hitting different stimuluses, whether that be zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, zone 5 throughout the course of the program, to make sure we take their performance to the next level.
Right, gang, this is the FTP test, as mentioned by Fred. Just a little bit of tactics. Those who know, I've just completed a 9-man, got out of hospital, got myself back to fighting. And now we'll be competing in the Hyrox next year sometime. So this is very much the first time and exposure to something like this. How I'm personally going to do it is I'm going to tackle it like I did with my Ironman. The first part is where I feel like I'm going to be strong. The middle is where I'm going to try and find my ground. And the back end of it is going to be just hang on for dear life and push. I'm not going to lie, very unsure how that is. I haven't rowed in a year. I haven't skied in a year, but I've ran. So fingers crossed, well, I'll obviously be fine. But that's how I'm going to attack it. Gareth, your turn. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, I did Hyrox Birmingham just, and I'm just going to like kind of just sit into the first run. I'll look to like coast on the ski, go hard onto the wall balls, probably break them down, like maybe do a 20 and 2 15s. And then I'll coast again on the row with my eye on the wall balls kind of thing. Get through them again in terms of the same breakdown. Into the run and just start kind of really gradually building into that, and then on sledge, yeah, it's just a case of just kind of getting through it really, just the best way possible. Break the lunges down, and then the last 1.5k run is just a case of just kind of hanging in there really. So just keep pressing that every time.
Yeah.
We go every time we go into a different phase, I'm pressing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I do that, I'm just going to go press. It's going to go. I do my 2K. I press that. That's the start of my ski. That's the start of my wall balls, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. So you just press that. Bang, bang, yes. Bang, bang. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were strong, mate. You're fucking fit, mate. Because
Yeah.
I'm fit for, like, I've been training Hyrox.
How much do you weigh?
What am I? 12 stone.
Yeah, so you're like
12
78.
stone 5.
You're like 80 kilos?
Yeah.
I'm 97.
What are you?
97
Yeah,
kilos.
you
so
move well,
I'm
mate.
15
Fucking hell.
stones. I was just saying to Gareth then about the tactics. I don't think you can appreciate that until you do it and you actually feel it. It's something that I've found super interesting over the last couple of months, especially with Ironman training, is the pain cave, whatever you want to call it, where you're in that stretched position where you're struggling and you're having to keep pushing yourself. I was lucky I had Gareth to chase half the time. Because you do have the funny voices in your head going, what the fuck are you doing? But that was, yeah, it was solid minging. Just the transitions between different exercises absolutely blew a gasket is probably a good term. You always look back on this kind of thing, and you're like, could I give him more here, could I give him more there? But it all comes down to exposure, innit, and doing it more. So beat the next test for sure.
It's hard on your legs, isn't it?
Mate, my legs are fucked.
It were my legs, mate, after, on the sledge, like I first come in and tried to do the sledge, mate, I couldn't even move it. Literally
It's
couldn't.
like, I didn't know where that first. I was like, fuck, I got these burpee broad jumps,
And
but they weren't too
normally,
bad.
mate, normally I'm really strong on the sledge. Like, no problem at all. But
I think-
coming off that, and like, my
think
feet,
the,
my feet were a bit slippy. I lost my confidence a bit in like my traction and stuff, but I couldn't move it.
Nah.
I broke it down and then I come back here, I had a big breather, and then I were able to like push it the full length.
Yeah.
On. But yeah, but that got me that. After that, I was like more or less.
Interesting to see the difference between the lunges, because obviously you had them in front, but because I had it on my neck, it felt like I had a bar on my back.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I was
yeah.
quite balanced.
Yeah.
I find them quite.
I didn't want to do that.
Nah.
Too much weight bearing on your left side. I like to distribute it and then
Yeah,
you can go.
fair.
But even on lunges, mate, normally again I'm all right on lunges, but I would just my legs, mate, were just fucked.
Like, you're trying to think real time. You're doing it. You're going, okay, cool. What's my strategy here? But you're fucking blowing.
Yeah,
yeah. That's
you're not comfortable on anything really, are you?
You're like, okay, cool. I'm gonna sit in on this, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Suddenly, your heart.
Whereas I would say on Hyrox, mate, you're more like I feel comfortable on the run.
Yeah, you can see.
I fit into I like slot into the run and just find a pace and I'm all right, and then I just focus on blast out on that and then fall back into my run.
Yeah, that's what would be my. Even though I've done a lot of zone running,
That's it. Just sit into it.
It's shifting gears.
Just
So
sit
coming
into
off that into a run so different to like
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
doing threshold repeats on. I was doing like 1,000 meter repeats for time, whatever, for my Ironman. It's still different because you're getting that 2 minutes off or 3 minutes off. Where this is like, it's obviously your upper body, lower body.
I always work on a strategy of like compartmentalization. So I just break it down and all I focus on is what I've got on in me immediate. So it's just my run. I focus on that, just getting that right. And then it's only until I come back off the run that I start looking ahead and thinking, right,
What's
I want
next?
to sledge. And then I like look at the sledge, and then once I'm finishing that, I'm thinking about but I never look too far ahead.
No.
I think with this, if you look too far ahead and you think like my last couple
You shit yourself, innit?
my last one's the sledge, or I've got sledge pull, or I've got whatever, lunges, I think you can mentally talk yourself out of it.
Yeah. Now I played rugby in Donny up north, obviously from London, so I'm a pussy boy, but moved up north, and we had a thing of just 1 minute mentality. Was like what's literally in front of your face. You could probably heard me screaming after you then.
Yeah.
Just keep going, or just shut the fuck up. I was that little self-talk of just do this,
mate,
not that, or.
I think that's ultimate, like the tip of resilience, really, when you're having to talk your way out of that negative self-talk.
Oh, yeah.
That's where your band of resilience is. But you can't remain. I'm going to talk about this, but you can't remain resilient throughout.
Nah.
Because you just end up in burnout.
Yeah. In our talk, that's what I want to go over because that's a wicked point, which we'll elaborate on, which is the definition of resilience and where it's applicable and where it's not actually applicable.
Yeah.
It's massive in today's society of
Yeah.
the fucking David Goggins that have to do this and
Yeah.
the alienation it can give someone and gives people just polarizing. If I can't be resilient here, I can't do anything. Whereas
We just seem to apply resilience to everything, and as a result, we end up. Resilience is like a bit of a trickster and illusionist, really, that leads us into burnout. We don't even know it.
Yeah.
Because we think that in society, it's so valued as resilience that we should be resilient in everything.
Yeah.
And really, you should switch it on and switch it back off. It was great to share that with you, mate.
No, likewise, man. I enjoyed it. That was wicked.